Do you fancy a drink? I certainly do. Let's go! Hello, and welcome back to Sophisticated Obsession. Today, we have been invited to the Liverpool Gin Distillery, there to do a Gin Lab experience. The Liverpool Gin Distillery is a distillery that distills gin in Liverpool. In all seriousness, okay, yes, it is a distillery and it is a working distillery. It does distill gin, and yes, it is in the centre of Liverpool. Like, I wasn't wrong, but that doesn't help you guys, does it? No, not really. Inside the distillery, there is an actual distiller that then distills is probably the best word, except that I'm saying it quite a lot. It distills the gin actually on site. Today, we are doing the Gin Lab experience. The Gin Lab experience is basically where you go in, you learn about the gin, but also you then get to create your own. Just bear with me one moment. So the last time that we went, we made this bottle here. So this one was my own personally made gin that I crafted myself. Ginger spice. And it tastes okay. It's good after like the third glass, like you really start to enjoy it. This, it's lovely, but it can take your eyesight. Our challenge today is to create a gin that we can be proud of to stand alongside our brand. Today, we are going to be making the Sophisticated Obsession Gin. The final thing before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you to Beckie, who has allowed us to then do this vlog. I'm saying thank you in advance. I mean, you know, it could go pear-shaped and she hates us by the end of this, but thanks in advance, you know, it's been emotional. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get ready for this experience, so we will catch you in a little while when we are in our finery. Just off to the gin distillery now. It's a beautiful evening tonight. The one thing that I need to do is make a gin that does not taste of ass. Hello.
Love it, Renaud.
I love it in here. I'm here to do a Gin Lab experience tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anton, I think? Yeah,
Here's Anton now, anyway. Okay.
It's the main man, Anton. He knows his way around a gin.
Make sure you beat the watermelon to taste like gin, and it's delicious.
That's amazing.
There you are, sir.
Oh, thank you so much.
Would you like to make another gin? So do you want to make two? So I'm thinking you could make two entirely different types of gin.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, we'll go upstairs to the start.
Oh, amazing. Great stuff. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. In our distillery, we have 3 labs in total. This is the first and the largest.
Wow.
So this one accommodates for 14 people in total. As you can see, we all have names. Everyone in this room is named after Judy, her family. These are all their lovely children, Adam and Mark.
Ah, right. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it would seem pretty rude that you didn't have the theme with the Beatles.
Yeah, that's it, man. Do you know the really big one at the end of the bar, the massive still, 6 litre?
Yeah.
So her name's Margaret, and she's named after Judy's mother. We've had some issues with Margaret at the moment because she takes up that much electricity.
Yeah.
We've had to basically rewire Castle Street. So we've had to, yeah, I know, man.
So that's made you really popular with the neighbours.
Yeah, honest to God, like the Italians who run the restaurants around here weren't happy because they were having blackouts as a result of Margaret. These stills we're using today are effectively the smallest which can possibly be used. They're known as micro stills.
Okay.
You can cook 2 litres of any spirit max, but we're going to be cooking 1 litre of gin in it today.
Nice.
And as it's just going to be the 2 of us, we're going to go to one of the more intimate rooms, and I have set up George and Ringo for you, of course.
And here we are. Look at
This is my favourite gin bar. A lot of natural light. You can see the whole of Castle Street.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there's quite a transparent hotel across the road, so...
Oh yeah, that's maybe not so good.
Yeah, it's not.
I dread to think of the sights.
Yeah,
being there.
I've more than a bargain for it a couple of times with the Easy Hotel.
Yes.
So set up to here.
Great stuff.
Wonderful. This is our recipe card. We basically keep this to input onto a database in case anyone wants to reorder their gin. Clientide and Ellie, which made their gin for their pub, they reordered 6 bottles of their winner straight away so they can sell their own gin in their own pub basically in a cocktail, and that's obviously a cocktail you won't be able to emulate anywhere else because it's their gin. Over the next hour and a half, 2 hours, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a bottle of gin each. So you're effectively making your own 7 TCL bottle. So these botanicals here, i.e. juniper, coriander seeds, and particularly licorice root, these are the exact botanicals used in the distillation of the gin you're drinking now. And I'd like to point out that all of these are organic and fair trade. Our juniper berries we get from Macedonia. Although they're called juniper berries, they're actually members of the pine cone family. So if you get one of them in your hand and try and crack into it, and then if you smell it, it literally smells like a shot of gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is gin.
So for now, if you could please write the date in your name.
Okay, let's do it.
I see your handwriting hasn't improved.
No, my handwriting is not improved.
Underneath our recipe card, I've put a botanical sheet in place, so if you could please slide that out. This sheet lists all the botanicals we're going to be using here today. These 5 flavour groups are the prominent ones in gin. I'll be starting with earthy, floral, warming spice, pungent spice, and then citrusy. But aside from these flavour groups, at the top of the page indicates the most important botanicals which make up gin.
Yeah.
And we call them the core botanicals. Juniper is the main ingredient in gin.
Yeah.
No juniper, no gin. So I've been studying gin for almost a year now, and I have never found a gin without these 3. Juniper, being the main ingredient, gives off that sort of classic, crisp, perfumey taste.
Yeah.
After that, the coriander seeds not only provides the subtle hint of spice, the coriander seeds really important for the texture of gin.
I never really associate a drink with then texture. Well, I suppose you do with like wine. It's different. It's different. So, you know, say water.
Yeah. So coriander does give the texture. So say if you were to use not much coriander or juniper, it's sort of like dissolving in your mouth in like a sort of like really crisp and dry way. So the more coriander you use, effectively the oilier gin is.
Yeah.
And then after that we've got the angelica root. You don't have to put much of this in, but it gives off the earthy undertones in gin. Theoretically, you could use these 3, just them 3, and make a gin. But it'd be very flavourless. It'd just be
a bit bland.
Very bland.
Yeah.
I put brackets in place. These brackets act as sort of parameters. It's quite important to stick to these sort of parameters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be making some nasty ass gins.
Without the brackets, you wouldn't even know where to start.
No,
would you? Literally, you wouldn't have a clue. The amount of flavours you can put into it to infuse it or distill it is quite remarkable. And the people that come out with the nicest tasting gins are those that mix the flavour groups together. So as I mentioned before, some people intend to make a citrus gin. When we put all 4 of these in, they'll whack in some orange, some lemon, grapefruit and raspberries.
I think that's what I did the first time, and it didn't turn out as well as I thought.
Yeah, it comes out pretty sort of tangy and bitter. A sort of good formula is to choose a flavour group and then base other botanicals around that. If you were to choose orange as your main ingredient, you want an orange infused gin, you might be inclined to choose other botanicals which complement that by nature. So orange and ginger is an own combination, obviously orange and cinnamon. So there's a couple of botanicals here I'm going to indicate here because they're very strong. Are you familiar with Sardines?
Yeah, that's in the 5 spices, isn't it?
Spice, yeah. This is an oriental botanical. It's in like Pernod, Sambuca. You'll know this now.
Isn't it? Like
Aniseed, yeah. So this is our strongest botanical. It says Sardines and in the brackets up to 0.1 grams. 0.1 grams. There's literally that much. So the nature of the distillation process is you're extracting every bit of flavour from the mass you're putting in.
Yeah.
So quite remarkably, that's all you need to put into your copper still to flavour a full bottle very strongly. A lot of people don't look at the decimal places, so a couple of people like put a gram in, which is 10 times the maximum. Yeah. And then we've tasted the end and we went, Anton, why does my gin taste like Sambuca? And I've looked and I've been like, yeah, you put 10 times the amount of stars. The second one I'd like to indicate here is times. This has increased in strength recently for a reason unknown to me. I'm assuming it's something to do with the climate or the harvest in this country.
Lots of the actual time itself has increased its potency.
It has, like, which I can't explain. There's 2 new botanicals which I've actually been using in my spare time. I'm very much in the experimentation phase for them. And I haven't whipped them out in the gin lab experience before, but because I love it, I'm going to whip them out.
Yes!
We have organic green cardamom pods. The second one, this has been going down a charm with me. So this is lemongrass, which we actually use in one of our gin, which is lemongrass and ginger. So it took me a while to sort of dry this out because lemongrass is moist in nature. Really good lemon.
It's got like, it's lemony, but it has got that like herbal quality to it.
After your 3 core botanicals, you want to be using another 3 to 5 more after that. Which is 6 to 8 in total. But I recommend you take this information with a pinch of salt. I very much want you to go for it here and make a sort of flavoursome gin. So ignore that. If there's 9 or 10 botanicals you like the look of and that go together, feel free to use them.
Definitely I'll want to make 2 very different ones. Maybe like one more traditional and maybe like having more of like a full-bodied sort of like nature, and then maybe going for like one which is maybe a little bit sweeter or a bit more citrusy. I love my classic gins, like I love those. And I know that Rach does not like that, and she will hate me if I come away from this experience without having then thought about her.
So you're going to make one to sort of cater for her and then one for you?
Yeah, I think
that's very good of you.
I'm a people person.
So how do you sort of want to do this with making 2 gins at the same time? Are you going to do like botanical each into each pot, like, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think. Oh, I don't know, because I'm getting confused, aren't I? Why don't you be in charge of one? Yeah, so you sort of tell me which kind of gin you want to make, and then I'll base it off that. You're still the boss, though. Wow. Maybe a classic sort of like gin and things like that, whereas then I'll then make one for Rach, which is going to be more citrusy and a little bit sweeter and sort of rounding the edges, as it were.
So it's a process of weighing up each botanical individually into Lydia scales. Starting off with the core botanicals, say if you were to pour your juniper in or feed it with your spatula, and your scales indicated 8.53, and you were happy with that amount to then flavour your gin, or the base of your gin, you then want to go straight to your recipe card, juniper, and then the exact weight.
And then wait.
Once you're happy with that, you want to be pouring your botanicals into here. So this is our botanical dish, and by the end we have everything in here ready to pour straight in the copper still. And as I say, keep an eye on the decimal places, please. Perfect. You are going to be using Ringo, who is a great distiller. Contrary to popular belief, it's actually really good. You went low on the juniper, low on the angelica, a lot on the coriander, so that automatically is going to be quite subtle. A lot of cassia bark, nice and sweet. That will complement both your citruses in the grapefruit and the romeberry. Hints of spice in grains of paradise and nutmeg. Floral aspects of elderflower. Licorice root for the banter, and then ginger. Love it. Yeah. Inside of there at the moment, I put 1 litre of what we call a neutral grain spirit. If we had to associate this neutral grain spirit, ethanol, with something that we drink, it would be a vodka. It's coming in at 55%. So, if you could please take the hood off your still, hand on the base. So smell at your own pedal. Jesus. Yeah. It smells like tapes or nail varnish remover.
Yeah. Don't spill that on your clothes. It will take not only the colour out, but probably burn through it as well.
In the distillation process, all your flavours come up in the botanicals you put in.
Okay.
So this literally is just flavourless ethanol. The water in which we use to dilute the distilled or purified water is also very flavourless.
Okay.
So everything you're using to flavour your gin is just from here, yeah. But the biggest obstacle that moonshiners or home distillers come by is the base spirit. So we have actually a team of scientists which produce this base spirit. People have asked me a lot over the months how to make their own spirit, and to make a flavourless one without quite a high-tech lab is difficult.
Wow, this sounds like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So let's do this some justice and pour all your botanicals straight in, please.
Great stuff.
So now you want to place your hood right back onto your still. Now place it as efficiently on the heat mat in front of you as possible.
As efficiently.
Yeah, you see this part's quite important. So the entirety of the base of the still has got to be covered in the heat mat.
Okay.
This way it produces faster and more efficiently. Once the elbow is lined up with the condenser, I'd like you to screw that on, please. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So there's a dial on the base of your heat mat. If you could please rotate this dial clockwise. It's funny when I say that to people, they forget which way a clock goes. So I'm going to turn the mains on. So what's going to happen is now, this still is going to heat up very fast and very efficiently.
Yeah.
And over the next 20 minutes or so, this thermometer is going to gradually increase. When it gets to about 75 degrees, what happens is your ethanol and your botanicals turn into a steam. Turns into a steam, rises through the still, comes down this elbow, and then meets this condenser.
Yeah.
The water I'm activating now is effectively tap water, and that is just used to turn your gin steam back into a liquid. As I say, the base spirit is 55%, and then it will stream out of here at 85%. These cute little cups are not for aesthetic purposes.
No.
These are actually for trying your gin. I don't usually recommend drinking such a strong gin, but because it's your own gin that you are crafting, I think it's rude not to. Well, yeah. And you're not a rude guy, are you, Matt? One of the things I find the most interesting about this is, so basically, these botanicals have different points in which they cook. So, say if you were to try your gin when it first comes out at 85%, that might be the exact moment in which your gin is cooking. In distillation, not just for white spirits like gin and vodka, all spirits, same one. There's 3 parts of distillation.
Okay.
There's what we call the heads, the heart, and the tails. The first 10 to 15 millilitres, or centimetre, which is produced by this still, we get rid of that. That's the heads. The heads is effectively the pipes clearing through from the last usage. After that's cleared, that's when the heart comes out. That's known as the good stuff.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. Effectively, we put a litre of vodka in, and we're extracting 400 millilitres of really good gin.
Really good. Yeah.
The back of everyone's bottle says 40, which is a very palatable percentage.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you, when I make a gin for myself or my mum or whatever, it's always 45, but
just a little touch.
yeah.
Okay.
The moment's of truth.
Let's do it.
You look very cute, don't you? So rather than shotting it, try and let it sit on various parts of your tongue.
Okay.
So sort of getting all the flavours.
Then you get all of the flavours.
Oh wow. Do you notice the way it's sort of dissolving in your mouth straight away? So that's the abundance of coriander you put in. Them coriander seeds, that's why it's sort of dissolving.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's really
Considering
good.
it's 85%.
That's really good. When you just think of like gin, and certainly with 85% gin, you're just thinking like, oh my god, that's gonna put me in the hospital.
So I'm gonna get the refractometer and just show to you now how strong it really is. It sort of measures, or refracts rather, the density of the spirit with the light. So if you pipette the solution straight over like so, you've got to soak it nicely.
Yeah.
Close the lid and look towards the light. Yeah, so it's literally off the scale. Yeah, this is 85%. So I'll put that right towards the light. Can you see like the blue line at the top? Yeah, so as you can see, it's off the scale, 85%.
Is the alcohol level of that going to go down naturally, or is it going to stay at that high level?
It stays at 85% until we dilute it with purified water. So it's actually the most flavourless thing you can drink. It's quite surprising. Tell you what, I'll go in the next room and get a little cup for you to try it.
Just how exciting that's going to be.
As you know, tap water has all sorts of chemicals in it, which may influence the flavour, but that is H2O.
This is going to be the easiest shot ever. You literally have just got like the sensation of water in your mouth, just something cold in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's it. When you say a massive machine, you're not just talking about a Brita next door.
I'd say it's about here to here.
Wow.
It sounds like a transformer, it makes a really loud noise.
So you talked about like the various like laws and stuff that you've needed to sort of go through to then have a place like this. It sounds very, very technical.
It is. So a lot goes on behind the scenes. So here in particular, because we're on Castle Street and the town hall is literally at the end of the road, and because we're called Liverpool Gin, we kind of represent the city. So we're pretty strict with stuff like this.
And you've got the crest on your bottle as well.
That's it. So everything has to be a 40 on the dot. Why we unique gin? It's because we're organic. So it's very, very important that all of these are organic. Say if we found out that it's not, we lose the organic thing on the front of our bottle. Wow. This is what we pride ourselves on. So I think that's really important. Let's see how he's changed in flavour. Oh, your citrus is coming through. This is getting very close now. We need to basically wait for that meniscus to go just above 400, lower than 415, and that's when you know you've extracted the heart. There's a process called fermentation or maceration. So say if you're feeling adventurous when you get home and you've got your bottle of gin bottled up, you can actually put stuff in here to enhance the flavour. So say for example you could put raspberries in here, not only would that taste like raspberries, but it changed the colour of it as well. What people have been doing, you can actually put tea bags in here. Really? So if you're feeling very adventurous, you could put chamomile tea bags and all stuff like that. Leave it in for a couple of days and it will start to taste like that. However, you kind of need to know the process, because it'd be a shame for you to make a lovely bottle of gin, bring it home, put some rhubarb in it and spoil it. So it's plain with fire. Excellent. Would you like to turn the heat off for me?
Yeah.
And can you switch around the botanical dish with the jug? I would like you to dilute this now. To get that to 750, please.
Okay.
Lovely. Now look towards the light.
We are at 48.
That makes perfect sense. Thank
Yeah.
you. Could you now get that to about 810? Tell you what, Matt, if ever need an assistant, I know where to go to.
Oh yeah. I think that's pretty bob on. I don't know what you think.
On the dot, absolutely perfect. So now that we've diluted it and it's now palatable, I'd like you to transfer it to your bottle. Thankfully, we've got a funnel.
Is that okay?
Splendid. Can you see the way it's like really cloudy?
Yeah.
That's basically like your gin settling. And as I say, it's palatable straight away. So I've got to go and check the label printer. This is on about 310 now. You know exactly what to do, don't you?
I do.
Good man, I'll be back shortly.
No worries.
So my friend, the moment of truth is upon us.
I'm very, very excited to try how different these are.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, we're going to try it neat first.
Yeah.
Although I personally think gin's meant to be drunk in a mixer, even if it's a bit tiny bit. As I say, because you've crafted it yourself, best of luck trying it neat. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah,
That's nice.
You happy with yours?
Yeah, very happy.
Oh wow, so different.
So different.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the gin that won earlier. You know, the pub that made their own gin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got cool description. I'm not gonna lie, it's not as nice as these two, but she did do well. Fair play. Marvellous. Now we wax. So this over here is my beloved wax machine. Sometimes it's a volcano, sometimes it's not. So I'm going to indicate the technique with this one. Although we're using this as an example bottle, we do not want it to look like this. We want it to be nice and thin. You grab the top of the bottle like so. Dip it about halfway down the bottleneck.
Yeah.
And when you first pull it out, you want to let it drip vertically. Once it does start to fan out, you want to manoeuvre it into the palm of your hand. Give it a very fast and consistent spin. And then, in one quick motion, and I can't really stress this enough, you go, tss. So my friend,
I've got 2 shots at this. Let's do gin session first, because that one's technically mine. So if I ruin it, at least I haven't ruined Rachel's.
great technique. Very efficiently done, man. You're an athlete.
How long do I keep it in here for?
I'd say about now.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's have a look. Expertly done. I mean, I feel like you can do better on this next one because there's a couple of imperfections.
Yeah, there is.
But as we all know, imperfections are beautiful. So that's fine.
That's what Rachel tells me.
You've got this.
Got this. Right. So hold it down for longer.
Now you want to manoeuvre it, fast spin, and then when you're ready, give it a dunk. Great composure, great technique.
Thanks.
Let's have a look. Wow, that's almost perfect, man. It's got like a little bump on top, but gives it character, doesn't it?
Exactly.
That is pretty much almost as good as how the machinery does it in the factory, so.
I'm as good as a machine.
He's better than the robots. Marvellous.
Look at that.
They're quite aesthetically pleasing, aren't they?
I could not be happier. They look amazing.
So, Matt, you enjoyed it?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it. Thank you so
It's been my pleasure, Matt,
Honestly, this has been incredible. You've just seen how much fun that I have just had. Like, do yourself a favour and get here.
I really hope Rachel likes their gin as well, because we really took our time and then we've made some great gins.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know about how to make gin. Just come to the gin distillery. That's all you need to do.
There you are, man. 2 tote bags for yourself, cancer. Thank you very much for having me. It's been my pleasure, man, honestly.
The place is all mine. Guys, you've got to get down here. The place is amazing. Look at these wonderful people.